Cruise news. Royal Caribbean CEO has hinted at a new cruise destination that could be some great news for those cruising from Galveston, Texas. We're going to get you the information on that. Additionally, we have the latest updates from across the cruise industry, and we're going to get you the information fast coming up. Welcome to the Travel Scouts. My name is Jason and we are your cruise information channel. We get you the cruise news and information you're looking for quickly without wasting your time. So if you love cruising, consider subscribing. Let's go ahead and kick this off with number one. Holland America is launching a new onboard credit offer for AARP members. The amount that you will ultimately get will depend upon the type of stateroom that you have as well as the length of the cruise. And you will end up getting somewhere between $50 and $200 of onboard credit. Now, in order to receive this, you can either book directly through the cruise line or you can book with your travel advisor. Then number two, a hurricane season update. The National Hurricane Center is currently tracking 2 weather disturbances. Each of those are indicated on this map by a yellow X. The one that is closest to the U.S. is being given a 0% chance of formation into a cyclone over the next 48 hours. The one that is closest to Africa is moving across the Atlantic and it is being given a 30% chance of formation into a cyclone over the next week. Stay tuned and we will keep you up to date. And then in travel-related news, many of us, we use travel reward programs in order to get deals for flights and hotels when we are going on a cruise. And that brings us to number 3. U.S. News and World Report has released their list of the top travel reward programs. For flights, the top reward program goes to Alaska Airlines. They have won the top spot for the last 9 years. And then for hotels, the top spot went to Wyndham's reward program. Now, if you would like to know the criteria for how these reward programs were ranked, and if you would like to see the top 10 list for both the hotels and the flights, I'm going to put all that information down in the video description. Then number 4, there has been a lot of discussion about how much to tip the luggage handlers when you arrive at a cruise terminal. Now, much of this discussion has been by new cruisers. They're just trying to find out what's the right thing to do and what is expected. This was also brought up by Carnival Cruise Line brand ambassador John Hild. He asked those on his Facebook page, and the vast majority, 76%, said that $5 to $10 was the proper amount. Some said more, some said less, but most definitely do give a tip. Okay, we have 5 cruise news pieces remaining, including the top headlines of the day, but quick question, chime in below. Speaking of this matter of tipping the luggage handlers when you arrive at a cruise port, here's the question. Is $5 to $10 the proper amount for a tip? Chime in down below with A for yes or B for no, and I would love to know any other thoughts you have on the matter, but now on with the cruise news. Number 5, the Coast Guard has called off the search for the man that went overboard from the Carnival Allation. The 30-year-old man went overboard on Sunday and the Coast Guard called off the search on Monday night. This is a super sad situation and definitely prayers for the family. Since there was such a huge gap of time from when the man went overboard until when the search began, this has reignited the discussion regarding the need for cruise ships to install overboard detection devices. Then number 6, a celebrity cruise ship has broke free of its mooring lines while at port. This occurred over the weekend with the Celebrity Infinity cruise ship. The ship was docked in Italy at the time, and the mooring lines off the bow of the ship snapped during a fierce storm. 2,100 passengers were on board, and there were no injuries. Due to quick actions by the port pilots and tugboats, the situation was resolved without damage to the ship or the dock. Next, number 7, Norovirus on cruise ships has subsided. That's at least the case for right now. But the reason I am sharing this news piece is that I have noticed many of the larger news organizations have began publishing articles and news pieces about the massive norovirus outbreaks on cruise ships. However, there has not been a norovirus outbreak since the beginning of June, and we are about to go into August. I think what has happened is that as they are looking for news pieces for each and every day, they have found some of the old publishings about the massive outbreaks and they have picked that up. And I just want to relay that, look, there's been nothing since early June. And number 8, Royal Caribbean has teased about a new private destination. During this week's President's Cruise, the Royal Caribbean President and CEO met with top loyalty level cruisers. It was a Q&A session. The CEO was asked about creating a private island closer to Galveston, Texas, and he is said to have replied in a suggestive tone, quote, "That's a great ideal and I would love to say more, but I cannot." Additionally, their Senior Vice President and Chief Innovation Officer was present and said announcements regarding future private destinations would be forthcoming. So it is just a hint, as I noted in my thumbnail, but stay tuned. It will be exciting to hear their upcoming plans. Okay, subscribe and turn the notification bell on to stay up to date with the latest cruise news and information. The next video will be coming out soon, but until then, keep on cruising and we will catch you in the next video.